Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Antoine. I'm 22 and I've just finished a 4-year degree in finance in Montreal, in Canada. But that's not what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be an actor, right? Be up on stage under the lights, kind of what this is as well. And so my first experience with acting was when I was 11 years old. I played the role for over a year of an 11-year-old boy who couldn't hear that in the next room down his dad was beating the shit out of his mum. I've discovered comedy clubs recently, which has been fun. I've been going to those a lot more. And comedy club toilets are a very weird place. It's weird because you can hear the comedian through the speakers that are in the toilets, and you don't know whether or not it's okay to laugh because there's a man right next to you, and it's just a weird place. And so I tried to make it less uncomfortable. And so I was doing the business, and there was a guy next to me, and the comedian was doing jokes, and so I went, he's a funny guy, isn't he? And he said, "Get your hand off my penis." I said, "Okay." Just so cold. So cold. I found out about a thing called method acting recently, which has been really interesting. Does anyone know what that is? Okay. Well, method acting is a strategy that actors use to get into character where, as you're doing research on your character, you kind of, you live as your character would live, and you do everything like your character would, just in order to get to understand them better, to get under their skin. And so I thought this was incredible, and I was so interested by the concept that I thought, okay, I'm going to try this. So I went around town, got a bunch of casting calls, didn't really get any roles, and then I finally got one recently, and so I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to do method acting. And so for the last 2 months, I've been living, breathing, eating exactly how my character would, and the shooting starts in 2 weeks. The only hiccup is that my character is a registered sex offender. I've just started studying at drama school this year. Tough crowd. Thank you for tonight. You've been a really good crowd. So as I've said, I'm 22. 22 is a difficult age for young men because you've got, so many things to deal with. You've got friendships to maintain, friendships to refrain from. Maybe you've had a horrible divorce in your childhood that's led you to approach relationships in a very unhealthy way. And also the most prominent issue of youth, sexuality, right? When I was so unsure whether or not I was gay, that I would have all these little ways of testing myself in everyday life. And so I have all these little tests that I'd put myself through to find out whether or not I was gay. And one of the ones that I remember is that when I was in the shower, I would kind of, I'd be rubbing my body, and then I'd drop the soap. But the test never ended up working out because my boyfriend would just pick it up before I could get to it. So I don't know if I'm gay or not. I've started studying at drama school recently, which has been interesting. What it does mean is that I've had to move back in home with my parents, which, on one hand, I've lost all of my freedom. I used to be able to go out whenever I wanted. I could bring my friends back home. I'd do my own dishes, but that was fine. And on the other hand, I do get to see my dad's cock a lot more, so there is that. You ready?
Yep.
I found out that if I time it correctly, if I go down at exactly 8:57 every morning, on my way down I can also cross paths with my mother getting out of the shower. So that's been a nice discovery as well. So where's everyone from? But just before I go off, I've been struggling with stand-up comedy for a while now. Let's do some crowd work. In the next show, maybe I'll stick to this for now. Do we have any Spanish people in the room? Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.